I have a long history here. I was here for the Newton Boys, which is many, many years ago, because Ethan Hawke and I have been old friends forever, and most of Rick's movies have premiered here, and I've been at most of those. So I was thinking back, I think I've actually been here before that, but I know I was here for Newton Boys. And in the old days, obviously, it was a music, and film was kind of an afterthought, and then it became, I think, kind of film and music equally, and then the rise of tech, and the tech part of the conference, now it's tech, music, and movies. And I think it's become a very important stop along the calendar, along the movie business calendar. I think besides the other components to it, besides the movie component and the tech component, I think there is at many festivals a real aversion to things that are commercial. And I think it's to the detriment of the festivals, because I think that the great thing for festivals is that they bring movies to an audience that the audience wouldn't normally see. So I understand that aversion. But I also think festivals shouldn't forget that they should be celebrating new and different work, whether or not regardless of the commercial prospects. So just because it has good commercial prospects, it shouldn't immediately be pushed away. And I think one of the things that's put South by Southwest on the map is that they don't have an aversion to commercial movies. They try and pick movies that feel new and innovative without looking at what business they may or may not do. And I think that gives them a big leg up. It was really hard to make a sequel to Unfriended. That's really why it took so long. It was hard to get it right. And I think similar to Paranormal Activity, screen life, which is what Timur calls that genre, is as hard as found footage to do well. Both of them are much harder than a traditionally shot movie. So it took us a long time to make Unfriended 2. When we were making the movie, we wanted it to be a secret, that it would be Unfriended 2. Oh, I guess, and the other reason is that we weren't sure if we wanted to release it as a standalone movie or a sequel to Unfriended. We had the ability to do both. It was the same group of people. We had all the rights. And after we saw it, we decided it would definitely work as a sequel, and it should be a sequel. When we got into South by Southwest with Unfriended, we decided at that point the time to announce that it was a sequel to Unfriended would be at the festival. I always love doing that at a festival. It's always a lot of fun. It's fun for the fans. It's fun for me. It's a fun way to do it, and that's what we did last night. So Upgrade is a super important movie to us because we've made so many movies with Leigh Whannell. We've made about 5 movies with him. His directorial debut was Insidious 3, which he wrote and directed. And I felt that his role as a director in Insidious 3 was really underappreciated. And I was just struck at how great the direction was. And I think he was handicapped by the fact that it was the 3rd movie in the franchise. So no matter however great it was, the people always saw it as Insidious 3. And their loss, our gain, because I just recognized how really incredibly talented he is as a director, and we were really encouraging him to do something else. So Upgrade is a totally original movie that he wrote and that we did in our normal Blumhouse way. We actually shot the movie in Australia. I think Leigh did an extraordinary job in it. I'm really, really proud of it. I can't wait for people to see it and to see their reactions. But I think everyone's going to be very happily surprised. I have one rule, which is make it inexpensive. But beyond that, and we obviously try and make genre movies. Right. We don't always make genre movies, but that's the focus of the company is to make inexpensive genre movies. Those are the rules that we follow. And beyond that, that can be stretched a lot of different ways. And I try hard not to have too many rules, because I feel like as soon as you start looking back at your success and trying to replicate your success, the company's work is no longer relevant. So I'm really careful at saying, oh, we got Get Out. Like, let's look for the next Get Out. Like, I hear that, and it makes my shoulders go into my ears, because if we were looking for the next Get Out, we never would have made Get Out. So I really try and not replicate. I really encourage the people at the company not to kind of look backwards and do again what worked. We're not looking for Oscar. I don't want to. It's the greatest thing in the world is to make our movies and have them be recognized by the Oscars. I don't want to pretend that isn't extraordinarily exciting. It is, but it's not so exciting that I want to change what we're making to get Oscars. That's not. It's of zero interest to me. I want to continue what we're doing, and if they get recognized along the way, that's great. I'll tell you what has changed about the business. I think the fact that Get Out had the cultural impact that it did and did the business that it did has made a lot of directors who want to stay relevant in the theatrical movie-going world want to do horror movies that wouldn't have done a horror movie a year ago. So I am getting incoming calls from agents and directors who I'm surprised to hear from who say, oh, I want to do a horror movie, and that's really cool. So people keep saying, tell us about Halloween, tell us about Halloween. So I just said the truth, which is I'm going to see a cut, which would be the first cut I'll have seen. So David has already seen a cut, but the first cut that we'll see sometime in the next 6 weeks, and generally the way the process goes is we'll work on that cut for a long time, and I'll see it many, many times, and then finally the movie will be done. But the first one I'm going to see very soon. And I think it changed everyone's kind of point of view about those. I never am a big subscriber, and this makes me sound more clever than I am. Because we make inexpensive movies, I don't subscribe that much to trends. We made an Amityville movie. It wasn't terribly successful. Either financially or creatively. There were parts of it that I liked, but it wasn't a terrific movie. And that wasn't the trend to make those movies. So I try not to look at that, although again, the level of talent that you get looking at the actors that it would be in Firestarter now that wouldn't have done it 18 months ago, that certainly changes. But we really try and not look at too much what's going on in the world and kind of stay focused on what do we love, can we do it inexpensively, does it feel different, and that's what we do. So Spawn and Five Nights at Freddy's are two of our upcoming movies. Both movies I hope to be into production. Spawn will be sooner than Five Nights at Freddy's, certainly within the next 12 months, and Five Nights at Freddy's within the next 18 months, I hope. All subject to change, but that's what I hope.